Okay, guys, I was going to let you guys swim by yourself in this homework, but I decided to create a couple of these icons because I think I'm going to be able to use them in another example when we get to doing letterheads. So, let's do this one first. Oh, by the way, panning is a space bar. I told you before, but you could also push the scroll button down, which is what I do like all the time. So I forgot to mention that in previous demonstration, and hopefully some of you guys probably hopefully figured it out by now. So let me do this one really quick, and I'm gonna just start off with an oval, hold down the space bar to reposition, kind of get it close. And also, guys, I know that the resolution on these things aren't great, so I'm not expecting you guys to be perfect. I just want you guys to get a feel for creating stuff. I'm going to reduce this down the center. Oh, that didn't go down the center. There it is. And then hold down shift. No, I don't want to hold down shift. I think I'm going to go something like that. And pull this down just a little bit. Okay. So this is in front of that big one, so I can select both and say minus front. And I got this disk. I'm going to hold down Alt and Shift so I go straight up. And then Control D to copy one more. Hold down Alt to reduce down the center. And I can kind of change the shape as I go too, just to see which one I like. Go like that, nudge it up. And I'm not holding down shift on this one because I'm actually changing the aspect ratio of this a little bit as I go. Actually, can I do this and then bring that down? Nope. Okay, I'm going to be a little bit anal here. I'm going to just pull this guy up to get that. And then I'm going to hold down shifts and then, yeah. Okay. And then let me get one more. Like that. And it seems like this is more of a point. So I'm just going to grab this anchor point here, pull it up, and pull these handles in. Well, actually, I don't even have to do it. Yeah, I do. I want to do that because I still want to maintain a little bit of the curve. All right, so I have that. That looks pretty good. And then I'm going to let's actually make that blue background. I actually do like that. Cancel. Select everything, just center everything so that it's perfect. Yep. And then the shadow. The shadow, I'm going to cheat a little bit because I know I'm going to be hidden because really all of these, I'm going to put this away for a second. All these are going to be white, you know, and then the shadow is going to be whatever color. So I'm going to actually illustrate the shadow. Shift, Shift, and then after that I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to cut across here, come in here, cut across here, come in here, and I hide behind this shape right here and get out somewhere. It's going to come across like that. So yeah, the shadow looks pretty bad here. I'm going to just make it black for now so you guys can see it. It's kind of this kind of odd shape. Let me put it back. But it's going to go behind my object for one. And then if I put in a, let's say I just put in a, where's my swatches? See how I get the shadow? Okay. And then I'm going to do something more to that too, but I'm not quite done, but at least my artwork is done. And let me just pull everything out of there because I want to be able to just see the vectorized artwork. Wow, that actually looks good. The shadow is actually kind of too dark. I'm going to do that. Yeah, that looks kind of sharp. I like it. If I put a color on it, let's say, an eyedropper tool, put that color. Again, arrange, send to back. And then if I want this particular color, I could actually eyedrop that color. And then after that, I believe I can edit that color just a little bit so that it's a little bit wider, or no, darker, like that. There you go. Now that is a clean, vectorized, whatever tower this is. So that's one example there. And I think I'm going to use this on a logo later. And then let me do something that looks a little bit more challenging. Again, you know, the vector is pretty bad, guys. So I want you guys to just, you know, be creative. Let me start off with this thing here. Actually, I'm going to do only half. Let me go to view. Oh, the joys of a live demo, right? I didn't script anything. I'm just kind of going off the cuff. So hopefully you guys enjoy and also appreciate, you know, the mistakes that I make as I go. Nope. I just clicked on just that because I just wanted to only round that for the shoulder of this thing. And let me do this so I can kind of see. He has some hand, but I think I'm just going to draw that in. But I imagine there's a little divot here. There's this little cool eraser tool. And if you can see, I can push the bracket up on my keyboard. Again, the bracket, since I'm not showing you the keyboard on the video, next to the letter P, there should be two brackets like this. One of them gets it higher and the other one gets it bigger, and then the other one gets it smaller. So I'm going to just nudge that shape in like that. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's new in Illustrator. And then I'll come back with that line later. And then I'm going to come back in here. Again, I'm going to make sure that I'm like intersecting the path. Click just that and pull that guy in. I want to click that. Do I want to pull it in? Yeah, why not? Let's pull it in. And I'm going to get my little fancy eraser tool here. Honestly, this is the first time I'm using this tool and I'm actually quite impressed. So I'm going to just kind of go like that. And then I'm going to, let me reduce it. And let's give it a little divot here. No, I didn't like that. Yeah, that's cool. It looks a little organic there. And the and the eye, can do something like that. I'm going to make it blow that out. So I'm going to take that minus front. So that blows that out. Let's do the mouth here. Actually, I think I have to redo that eye. Because I wanted to kind of blow that out, but it's okay. I can probably do that after I combine everything. So let me get these two, combine them into one shape. All right, and then let me also reduce the scale of this thing. Property, because I can't see. All right, let's clean some of this stuff up. I think that's I'm gonna delete that. Oop. Pull this guy. And again, guys, you guys can do your own. You know, I'm not here to restrict you and say, oh, you got to make everything perfect. What I want is for you guys to experience, you know, creating in Illustrator. Why can't I select? Thank you. Yeah, you want to definitely be right on top of that. Ooh, that little pinch point bothers me. But if it's straight like that, that's a straight, what we call tangent transition. And that's okay, the S curve. I think I'm going to get rid of that anchor. All right. Yeah, I dig it. So we'll just continue up, and then let's do this this eagle thing. I think this primitive artwork is super, super cool. I'm holding down Alt to break it, or I'll just restart it. Deselect it on me. Okay, so I have a closed path here. And then let me do these little details. What is that, like a triangle? I don't know. Let's see. Let's just kind of, I'm going to just come down and keep it kind of chunky. And I hope you don't mind it when I stop talking too. I just feel like sometimes I'm talking just to fill in the silence, but hopefully it's not too annoying for you guys. No, I think it's actually kind of like a little bit organic like that. Maybe it's supposed to represent a mouth or something. Oops. And guys, I know that it takes time, but just, quality does take time. It really does. And I'd like you guys to learn to be patient, and not everything is instant. And also know, like, you can use AI and say create a old indigenous Alaskan totem pole or whatever, and I'm sure you can do it, right? But again, as a human being, like, learn how to control your own environment, learn how to create things yourself, and then use AI as a tool. I have no problems, even my kids at home, using AI and stuff like that. I just don't want it to be used as a crutch because you can't do something. You use it because it's going to be more efficient and it's going to, save you time. But if you're using it because you can't do it, to me, that's a different story. Okay, so I have no idea what these things are, whether they're just squares, but let's just come up with something. Let's say I'm going to do, it's curved like that. And then I'm going to make a copy of this and put it here. And I'm going to rotate it. And then I'm going to introduce you guys to a new tool called the blend tool. And I'm going to reduce it a little, so it gets smaller as it gets. It should kind of come here, I think, like right under this feather. Or maybe I'm not liking this guy here. Maybe I'll do that. That's a little bit too. Okay. Then I can bring, oops, V. I can bring that here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to select both of these objects and I'm going to do a blend. Blend option. Okay, 6. And I do want these objects to rotate as I go, so I'm going to say align to path as it goes, and I'm going to make it so as it goes it starts to rotate, right? But the path is straight, what's really cool is that you can add to the path a node and you can bend that path. Not only that, but I could also change that's a straight anchor point, and I'm going to make a curved anchor point. Whoa, why is there so many? Maybe I need 5. And then this ease in is how much. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So no, I only need 3. That wasn't very successful. Why did that rotate? That's kind of ass. Oop. Yeah, I didn't. Obviously, that wasn't a. Well, you got the gist of the blend tool. It wasn't perfect, but you know what I think I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do 3 like that, and I'm gonna expand it, meaning it's no longer a related to the blend at all. And then I'm gonna ungroup it, and I'm just gonna use my artistic eye and make my own cutouts. All right. It's cool. I'm good with that. So let's select all of these and go minus front. And then after that, let's select all of that. I'm going to reflect a copy. And then I'm going to hold down Shift and combine it right to the center line. Select everything and then join or combine. So that should be pretty good. And then the little hand, I'm actually just going to draw it in with my pen tool because it's going to sit on top of this white background. And then I'm going to thicken it up. Oop, too much. Nope. Yep, like that. And then instead of a stroke, I'm going to convert that stroke into a path. So I'm going to say outline stroke. So now it's like if I drew it, right, with these nodes and stuff. But that's what I want. And then I'm going to reflect, copy, and hold down Shift. Bang it right there. All right. So we're almost done. Almost. The shadow, obviously, is going to go through all of here. Now I'm going to show you the shadow tool later, but right now we're going to make shadow tool the shadow old school way, and we're going to really control how we want this to be graphically represented. So I'm gonna hide this thing here because the shadow doesn't. When the sun comes this way, this part is lit. So I'm going to kind of cut across here and come back to here. And then I want the shadow to be behind all of these, you know, in theory, cutouts, right? If these are cutouts, there's going to be a hole, and then you'll be able to see the shadows behind it. Oop. Yeah, I'm really. Oh, hold on, because I'm going to come up here. All right, so I have my shadow layer. And then I'm going to send that to back. Have my background layer here. Also send that to back. And I'm going to fill that with this color. And fill that white, my little, oops, with no. And then take that. Let me see, eyedropper that. And then make it a little darker. There you go. Oop. Get out. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little bonus content. I really wasn't gonna show you guys anything, but I'm actually kind of having fun. So kind of geeking out on this. Hopefully you guys have a lot more fun. Okay, we'll see you guys and good luck on the homework.